I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change, but
Hey guys, welcome back again to Dave's Dimension. Welcome back again for another live stream. Welcome back. Well, this might be a regular thing here, guys. Monday Night Live. Please excuse the mess behind me. I'm kind of reorganizing a lot of things. You know me. Chaos and insanity will always reign supreme on this channel. I hope everyone's having a fantastic Monday. Things are going good. They can always be better, and we're working on that. Those that don't know, I recently shifted jobs. I no longer work for a certain telecommunications cable company anymore. Excuse me. And my stress level went from here down to here now. I'm working actually with, Veteran Affairs, VA. I'm doing some amazing work there. I'll be in training for the next few months. But my schedule now allows me to get home roughly around 5, maybe quarter after 5 now, so I can do early streams. It's going to be very challenging, but I think it's going to be overall the best thing for me in the future. And a couple of things we're going to talk about during this stream, guys, is, well, first and foremost, is the ride for Roswell. Right here. You see it right there, guys. We have a QR code, and, of course, the logo for the Ride for Roswell. Now, if you guys happen to have a cell phone, you can use a cell phone, scan that QR code, and you can donate to the Ride for Roswell, which benefits Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Institute, which is a cancer research and treatment center here in the Buffalo, New York area. Now, those that know me, and let me just catch up with a few people in the chat here. We got Sleeping Collectibles hanging out. Great to see our sleeping brother. Remember, keep your snowmen away from him. He will take them out. We also got Duffman's Diorama, the man, the myth, the legend, the creator of that awesome firehouse you see right there. My prized possession. Well, next to my proton packs, that is. We got Mega Demon in the house. Mega Demon collects. Saying hello to everyone. And, of course, we got that pesky stream elements. I still got to figure out how to program that damn thing. But this is going to be a hangout stream on, I think, on Mondays and maybe another day during the week. Maybe a 1 hour, maybe an hour, hour and a half at most. We got a lot of things we have to unbox. So we're going to unbox a figure or two here. But I also want to talk about the Ride for Roswell. Now, Roswell Park, they study every form of cancer you could possibly think of. They also tackle a few other things. They also treat cancer, and they develop new vaccines every year. All the time, they're constantly developing new treatments, new ways to fight cancer. Now, what I'm asking is, now on April 29th, we are going to have our stream for the cure. We got William H. Grimsley in the chat. We got Kat, Vader's girl. Kat it was an awesome hangout last night with her. We had, her and Colbane and Salacious all on the same stream on Colbane's channel for the Gumpla Hanger. That was an awesome stream. But I want to talk about on April 29th, that's Saturday, April 29th, the end of this month, we're going to be doing our stream for the cure. Now, if you guys recall, last year I did the Psychotics. Originally, it was an 8-hour, but turned into a 10-hour stream to fundraise for Roswell Park. We're doing that again this year. I have 8 wheels Okay, we're going to have 8 wheels, 8 hours. It's going to be an open hangout. If anyone and everyone wants to come in, Cat, if you want to pop on, Salacious Rum, if he wants to pop on, Sleeping Collectibles, if you have time between toy hunts, you can pop on the stream for a short, quick one. Rebels, Reptiles and Games, Ed from RRG, as we like to say. If you want to come on and talk G.I. Joes, it's going to be an awesome hangout stream, 8 hours long, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Who knows? It might even go longer. But in case you guys are wondering, maybe you've never heard of this before, Stream for the Cure is 8 hours, 1 wheel per hour. Now, how do you enter? Well, I'm going to tell you guys. You have to donate to the Ride for Roswell. Right here. All you have to do is donate $20 to the Ride for Roswell, and you're entered in on 8 wheels. Kind of crazy, right? $20 gets you 1 entry on all 8 wheels. It's going to be elimination wheel style, you know. It's going to be elimination style. And all you have to do is you donate $20 to Roswell Park, and then you're going to message me either on my Instagram, right there, at Daves_Dimension, or email me at DavesDimension78 with your first and last name so I can put you on the wheel. And also that way I have your contact information should you be the winner. Now, these giveaways are open to anyone in the United States. Now, I do apologize that I have to exclude any international people who might want to, any international viewers and subscribers who might want to donate, because as far as the wheel goes, I'm going to be shipping everything out of pocket. So those are 8 wheels that I have to ship out personally myself. Money is, with the new job right now, at first the money is a little tight. So for finance reasons, I'm going to be only including United States. You have to be within the United States to qualify to be on the wheels, okay? Now, we have comic books. We have comic book collections to give out. We have DC McFarlane vehicles. We have DC McFarlane figures to give out. So I have a lot of stuff to give away, guys. Excuse me. So again, all you have to do is donate to the Ride for Roswell, either by scanning that QR code, break out your phone, open up the camera, and then scan that QR code. It's going to take you directly to the Ride for Roswell donation page. Or go into the video description below. When you do that, you're going to see a bunch of links in the chat or in the description below. One takes you to my Facebook page for the Ride for Roswell, and the other one will take you directly to the official page of Ride for Roswell itself. No matter where you donate, you have to let me know who you are so I can add you to the wheel. Again, $20 gets you in on all 8 wheels. It's a no-brainer. Also, it's going to be an open stream. Anybody and your grandmother can come on and hang out. You have your own YouTube channel you want to promote? Come on. If you have a business you want to promote, come on. If you have a TikTok, an Instagram, a Twitter, whatever you have and you want to promote it, come on. It's going to be a hangout stream, guys. That's what's going on. This year, I'm actually cranking it up myself. Thank you, Rebels is saying awesome. Awesome cause. Roswell Park is an awesome cause. I mean, there's different forms of cancer out there, okay? We can spend an entire stream talking just about the different forms of cancer out there. My own mother had a form of skin cancer for many, many years. Cancer can be life-threatening. It can be non-threatening in some cases. Cancer can hit people in many different ways, physically and psychologically. But the Ride for Roswell itself is an experience that I cannot quantify in words. Okay? Words cannot do justice the experience. Now, last year, when I did the ride, right before each route begins, what they like to do is they like to go over how much they've raised, how many people are now in remission thanks to the vaccines and treatments that they've developed, okay? They do tremendous, tremendous, tremendous work. But what they also do is they also ask for people to, if you're a current cancer patient or if you're a survivor, to raise your hand. Now, usually you might think, oh, maybe I'll see 3 or 4 people raise their hand around me. Well, it wasn't 3 or 4 people. It was more like 15 or 20 who were literally standing around me. And that just kind of blows your mind away because, you spend time raising money, and usually 9 out of 10 times you don't really see those faces. Well, here I am, I'm raising money, and I saw the faces. And that just kind of, it really hits you. So to actually see the kind of a difference that you all made last year. I say you all because you guys helped put the word out. You guys helped raise the money. We raised $1,365 last year. Okay? You guys were phenomenal. And I mean, I can't thank you guys enough. I'm hoping and am I expecting to raise that much? No. I'm expecting, what I'm hoping for is I'm hoping we can raise as much as we possibly can. Every penny, every nickel, every dime makes a massive difference. Like you guys just cannot know. You guys just don't know. Mega Demon saying, "Cancer sucks. Period. Rest in peace, Uncle Chris. My Uncle Chris had my dad's only brother died of stage 4 lymphoma. I'm sorry to hear that, Mega Demon. Excuse me. But I mean, that's the thing. Everyone knows someone. Either you have a loved one, a relative, a family friend who had cancer, whether they survived it or not, it affects people in tremendous ways, and it doesn't care how old you are. You can be young, you can be old, you can be thin, you can be fat, you can be white, you can be Asian, you can be black. It doesn't care who you are and how you look. It'll hit you in so many different ways. Okay, Duffman says he sent me a message on Instagram for when I get done with the stream. Not a problem, Duffman. I'll check that out. Everyone's saying hello. We got Legacy of a Nerd in the chat. Now, guys, if you're not familiar with Legacy of the Nerd, Daniel has an amazing channel. This guy has interviewed, I think it's, 16 or 17 Power Ranger actors alone this year. So if you guys are a big Power Rangers fan, you want to check out the Legacy of Nerd. He also has his own Facebook page. There is a Power Rangers fan page or fan group on Facebook as well. And of course, Toy Collectors Unite, which is a new collectors group that's been formed on Facebook with Legacy of a Nerd and a certain other guy that you talk to all the time, guys. But the Ride for Roswell, now, my wife has been doing it for 9 years. I was her mechanic for the first 6 years. Well, more like the first 3 or 4 years. But then I joined her 3 years ago. I did the 20-mile ride the first year. Technically, I signed up for the 10-mile ride, but I pushed myself and did the 20. That was during the pandemic. And then last year, I did the 30-mile ride. I wanted to push myself even further. Well, I'm an idiot. I signed up for the 44-mile ride this year. So yeah, I'm doing the 44-mile ride, and I'm going international. I'm actually going over to Canada. It's a route that's going to take me over the from downtown Buffalo over the Peace Bridge to Canada, and then alongside the Niagara River, and then back across to the U.S. through the Rainbow Bridge, which is right by Niagara Falls, and then riding the path all the way back to the University of Buffalo. So it's technically it's like 44 and change. So we could round it off and say 45 if we want. But it's an amazing. I mean, I've never done anything like this before. 44 miles? I gotta be insane. But you know what? Hey, that's who I am. Chaos and Insanity. And speaking of Chaos and Insanity, we got our brother from another mother, the Blazing One himself, the Chosen One, Darth Blaze, in the chat saying hello, Dave and friends. Blaze, how are you doing? How's that little kitty doing of yours? He on Instagram, he's got the craziest, cute little fur ball, little fur baby. Was it Bilbo? Crazy little cute kitty. You want to check out Darth Blaze's channel because he does some amazing live streams, especially on the weekends, guys. And he is a gaming phenom. You want to check him out? Mega Demon says, one of my close classmates in school had a brain tumor and passed away at 21. We had the same homeroom teacher in 8th grade. I regret not attending her funeral. Yep. Honestly, Mega Demon, it's having regrets like that, unfortunately, is there's a lot of things I have regrets for. There's a lot of people that I went to school with that are no longer alive, not just from cancer, but from other causes. I mean, you just got to focus on the good times of that friend. You know, the smiles, the laughter, the jokes, the good times. Focus on the positive times that you had with that person. And just as long as you keep that person's memory alive in you, they're still with you. They're not gone. Uh, my mother had skin cancer. She did not die from it, though. My father, we found out that he had cancer. There's a lot of things that, we wish we could do. We have to focus on not what we could do, but what we can do right now. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm using my channel to help raise money for the Ride for Roswell, to help make a difference here. I'm asking you guys to help me, help Roswell, and let's ride for a cure. So that's what I'm doing here, guys. And if you want more information, like I said, you can go to the video description below, and you're going to find the links to the Facebook fundraiser page and also the direct page to Roswell Park itself. Now, if you're not comfortable with making a payment to Facebook or directly to Roswell's page, you can message me through Dave's Dimension at Dave's_Dimension on Instagram, or email me at davesdimension78@gmail.com, and we'll work something out. We'll figure out some way that you can help out. Darth Blaze says, Bilbo is amazing. Ha ha ha. He says hi. And Blaze also says, hey, Mega Demon, I understand the type of regret. It's okay. And Dave is 100% right. That doesn't happen too often. Me being right? Not that often. But guys, I just want you guys to keep it in the back of your mind. If you can at least share some of these streams, share some of this information, get it out there. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you can always share my posts. And I've been posting on Instagram because I actually have the donation link in my bio on Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram at Daves_Dimension, you can always share my posts onto your stories and get the word out there. So, what do you say we open up something, guys? What do we feel like? Do we feel like opening up some NECA, or should we open up some Black Series? What do you guys say? I want you guys to decide. Let me see. Maybe I can make a poll. I think I can do that now. Yes, I can start a poll now. Woohoo! And I want to thank you, maniacs, because as of right now, guys, you are killing it. You're killing it helping me with this channel. I'm just checking YouTube Studio right now. We are sitting at 1,179 subscribers, guys. We are... That's psychotic, man. We are 21 away from 1,200. That is bananas. What should we unbox? Star Wars or NECA? You decide. Here we go. Put some options up right now. So, guys, there is a poll in the chat. I want you guys to vote. We're going to let that run for a couple minutes here. We got Star Wars. We got NECA. We got Spider-Man animated series figures. And we also have Spider-Man Gamerverse figs. So we have a lot. So, guys, by the way, if anyone wants to hop in, if anyone wants to join me live and in person, no, live on the channel right now, I'm also posting that link, and we're going to pin that to the tippy top. Okay, so right now it looks like we have a tie between NECA and Star Wars. We got 20% vote for Spider-Man anime series. So we'll let that run for a little bit longer. How is everyone's Monday? Inquiring minds want to know, how is your Monday? And yes, I know that Dimension is a big mess. I'm trying to sort out a few things. I even moved my desk around a little bit, trying to create space in the Dimension. because we have, well, for wintertime, it's not good to have your bikes out in the cold during the winter. That can cause rust on your bikes. So for next winter, I'm already preparing for next winter. You guys usually know that the dimension is usually a big mess, but now we have a big open space here, and the plan is to store our bikes inside the apartment for next year or for next winter, especially with the new bike that we are getting, or should I say I am getting, hopefully within the next week or so. So I can get my butt out there and start training for this crazy psychotic ride, ride of ours. Okay, let's check on the poll. Megademon says, my day is great. Can't wait until Wednesday because the Mario movie comes out. Hey, me, it's Mario. I'm sorry. I do not plan on watching that. I'm not paying. Oh, well, I'm not paying tickets. I'm not going to pay for tickets to go see that movie in the theater. I personally have criticism. I think Chris Pratt was the worst choice in the world to play Mario. I mean, it's not live action, it's just voice. They could have got James Martin, the original voice of Mario from Nintendo, to voice Mario, and he can still do it. Uh-oh, we have somebody in the chat. I think we have Gap. Gap After Dark. What's up, Gap? Uh, yeah, I either use a StreamYard, but I like Restream because Restream lets us, like, for example, I can throw up, if I know someone's YouTube channel, I can type it in and I can create a QR code right on the spot. So, like, here I have Ghost Beacon's QR code. So that way, if someone's watching this, like, on a tablet or computer, they can just open up their phone, open up the phone, the camera, scan the QR code, and they can go directly to their page and subscribe to them right away. So that's a nice little thing. Or if you take a screen capture, again, you can use that to scan and go to that person's channel. So that's one cool thing that they've started doing. Like I was using that for when we did the Duffman GoFundMe right there. Restream has some nice options. They give you a few nice free things that StreamYard is just now coming around to trying to do. So, well, like you can they have some basic layouts here, like here. Like, okay, if I go here, there's this free animated background that I can switch around with, and they have a few different ones, which are at no cost. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Background. So, like, I can do like this one. We could have something kind of cool like that. Now, if you want to upload your own, yeah, they do charge you to unlock that feature, but they have a lot of basics. These are all basic free stuff that they have going on. You can play around. Well, I'm still on the free version. I'm all about the free version. And all I'm doing right now is I'm using a screen capture and cropping in. So I'm actually using Restream's. Like if you ever use StreamYard, you usually get the white background, but then you have the image in the center. So I'm actually I'm not even broadcasting through them. I'm actually screen capturing that image, and I'm using OBS right now. So I am kind of cheating the system a little bit. But it's about pricing, because like I can use my custom intros that I have in OBS. Or like I have my right at the top of the screen, you can see I have my PlayStation, my Instagram, and I have a Cash App right there. Okay, that is all from OBS. Okay, I have that uploaded in OBS. I use Canva to actually make that. That's all made from Canva right there, and which is another free resource you can use to make a lot of custom things. So I do goof around with that. Okay, it looks like Legacy's having a hard time hearing you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Guys, can you hear him now? Let me know if you can hear Gap.
Testing 1, 2, 8, 9, 12.
Because I can hear you perfectly. I think I had desktop audio down, so they weren't hearing that. But they should have. Let me hear. Let me check one thing. Restream audio caption does not seem to be working. So let me just do something here. It's always something. Are you guys able to hear him now? Yes. Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, they can hear you. So
hello, everyone.
So,
can they hear me?
So what are you up to, Gap? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What are you up to right now?
Me?
Other than
me?
Other than hanging out on the stream with us right now, what are you up to?
I'm sitting out on the back of my patio with my 4 cats, and watching the birds. No,
are you watching the cats watch the birds? You mean?
Yeah, exactly. And they always, cats are hilarious.
Oh, you don't have to tell me. I have 3. We have Monty and Olive, who are black cats, and then we have kind of a tigery tabby named River. She's the youngest one, and she's just like, she's one of those. I call her murder cat because she likes to scratch me up. Like I got a nice little scratch right here, fresh from her yesterday. She's one of those cats, like, she will, like, when you're petting her, she'll just suddenly start to, like, claw onto your arm and bite your hand a little bit. That's just her.
Yeah, and I've got one black cat, one that looks like she looks like a tiger.
Okay.
And then a calico one. I call her Colors of the World because she's got all the colors in her.
Yeah, we have Monty and Olive, who are both from before my wife met me. Olive because, black cat named Olive, and as a child she used to be fed black olives, so it was like kind of like, oh, I have to get this one now. So that's where she got Olive. And Monty, well, she had Monty before, so but yeah, those cats, they're just solid black with a little bit of white, few white strands. But River is described as being my child because she's crazy. So because my wife says she is definitely yours.
Yeah, I mean, just like Hi Ho Silver, she's the tigress. She's very close. She'll sit on top of me, in the middle of the night. You're like gasping for air, and then you're like, oh, it's because you got half your body on my face.
And by the way, according to the poll, we have a winner. Spider-Man.
Star Wars.
Nope, Spider-Man animated series.
Oh, wow.
But now the question is, I guess I'm going to pull out 2 Spider-Man figures that we're going to unbox. I mean, I do have Rhino.
Oh my God! Wow.
He's been sitting for a while because I'm having a hard time bringing myself to open him because, I mean, he just looks so, no pun intended, amazing. In here, just on the card back, because it's a perfect card back. There's no bends or anything on here. I mean, this is just a amazingly. I mean, I love the weathering that they have on him.
Yeah, that is awesome. I wonder, is it heavy? I mean, he looks.
Oh yeah,
heavy.
he's a chunky boy. He's a chunky boy for sure. I do have Scorpion.
Nice.
But wait, there's more.
There's more.
We got our Cyborg Spider.
Oh, that's cool too.
And we got the Imposter Webman.
Wow. And those are huge card backs, they look like.
Oh, yeah. Of course, we got the Shaka.
The Shaka.
And we got the Lizard.
Nice.
So I mean,
I need to move over to a bigger city or something because when I go to the stores, okay,
well, these were not
I
all found in my store here, by the way. Uh,
oh, okay,
Lizard, I got him in PA because I'm in
okay,
Buffalo, New York. Well, Grand
yeah,
Island technically, but Metro Buffalo area. Lizard, I got at a Walmart in PA. Because if
oh
you're driving
wow,
from New York on the way to Ohio, there's a little spot in PA you stop through, and we went to that Walmart. My wife got me this one in Shocker as I want to say Christmas gifts, or no, it might have been birthday last year, and we got that and some of the other figures I got from like here and there. I think one of these I hold on. My lights can be funky sometimes.
while we're waiting for Dave, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Dave, my programming. I have to blame you. Well, actually, I have to thank you and blame you for those Target Room Essential bookcases because guess who started getting those?
Hey, I mean for $35,
Yeah. I
you know,
mean,
you get a 72-inch tall bookcase where you mess around the shelves. But I find that the white cases, unless you have lights, even if you don't have lights, I mean they still show up everything pretty well.
yeah, because
You
your
know.
collection looks nice and neat,
Oh,
and
it's not. Trust me.
okay, all right. Well, don't zoom in on it.
It's a complete disaster.
Yeah, I'm just now working on my room. Um, it's basically a storage unit right now because when we bought this house, um, I had a 10 by 10 storage unit packed to the gills full of toys, and that's what's sitting in the spare bedroom slash collectible room. And I couldn't find any bookcases until you mentioned that, and I went over to Target and got some. And so I get a couple every month, and I unbox stuff, a little bit at a time, because you know how it is as collector. You're like, oh wait, when they're on boxes, 20
Yeah.
boxes later, you find something that belongs with the collection. So right now, that's where I'm at. Is I'm starting to put the bookcases up and then rearrange stuff as it goes because I don't even know how I'm going to fit everything in the room because large vehicle, I've got large X-wings, I've
Oh,
got
geez.
large,
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
Well, see, there's one thing I'm debating keeping or not is I got the Batmo Beast from McFarlane,
Oh no, wow.
and I got it at a bargain for like 24 on Walmart. Walmart had this insane sale, and I got it, but I'm debating whether I want to keep it or not because it's so huge. It would take up a shelf by itself. So I'm still on the fence. I might actually make that one of the giveaways.
Okay, yeah,
What one of
because
the Stream for the Cure. And welcome, we have Daniel, Legacy of a Nerd.
What's up,
hello,
man?
Daniel.
Hey, how
But
you doing, man?
but
I'm doing all right.
I'm debating giving this away too.
Oh,
I'm a big
Daniel.
Captain America fan, and I'm like debating on this because I recently sold my Captain America hot toy to not by choice, but I needed to pay some bills, so I had to go through that. But I'm like, do I want to give away the 80th anniversary? So I'm
Does it give you
debating that.
bad memories that
Huh?
bad memories that you once had the hot toy, you no longer have it, or
No, not really. I mean, it's kind of like, well, if I can't have the hot toy anymore, at least I have that. I mean, I have a. You guys really can't see. I'm going to be doing a room tour as soon as I get everything organized, but I have like a little Captain America shelf with some various Captain America items, and one of them is my wife's cousin did like like the Van Gogh Starry Night kind of painting. She did one
okay,
of
yeah.
those, but she painted Captain America in it. So
Ooh.
I definitely gotta show you guys that on a future stream. But yeah, we're hold on one moment. Family texting me very, very quickly. I just want to check a few things.
Now, how come I can't see the chat?
Are you doing this on your phone? That could be
Yeah.
why. Yeah, that's gonna be
okay.
why.
No, I'm on the computer and I can't see it. So I have you on my phone so I can see the chat. But
Yeah, I'm ignoring. Let's just say, no, it's I'm ignoring my siblings because
okay.
they can be a certain description I won't use on
They're
this.
being siblings.
Yeah, but not towards me. Towards if you ever have like relatives or you got family friends who they have to nitpick if they see something not spelled correctly.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So suffice to say, yeah, just yeah. So, but we got Rolando in the chat. Let's see who else we have here. Can you hear me? I can hear you, Duffman. I can hear your words. Excuse me for one moment, guys.
Okay, so I guess we'll talk amongst ourselves, Daniel.
All right.
So, what you been up to?
I just had to blow my nose, okay? I didn't want to blow it in
Oh.
front of you guys. I was trying to be polite and courteous.
Was blowing your nose part of the poll?
No.
just kidding.
No, but I'm sure people might want to pay to see me blow my nose while on a pole. Hey now.
That's a whole new fetish, man.
Well, Daniel, should we go on AliExpress very quickly?
Oh my gosh. But your AliExpress is very specific. So, I mean, you can.
Hey now.
But I mean, I want you to remember those are your cookies.
Hey. Well, one, I'm not into Pokemon, so I mean, you got excited about that Doug trio.
Dude, that whole thing was messed up, man.
That was special. It's just
But I just
special.
warn you now. The reason I was trying to get him on earlier, but I'm watching her right now, so I might have
Stalker.
to jump off. But she gobbled a good portion of my shirt here before
Yeah.
she fell asleep. So I was like, whatever. But yeah, today I've been watching her and working and dropped a video earlier today, so it's been fun. But
You dropped the video. Did you pick it up too?
I did pick it up. I twisted it around, put it inside out, and
Flipped
then
it, turn it,
posted
reverse it.
Yep.
So those who are inbox collectors, you might want to turn your eye away.
Well, I am sort of, but see how you open that up? Left Coast opens his up like that. And that might make me open and let some of my figures breathe.
Let them breathe. Hashtag let them breathe.
Yeah, because I'm getting to the point where I've had some stuff for like 25 years, and I'd like to touch it now. So it's like,
Okay now. He likes
maybe I
to
should
touch
learn
it
how to
now.
open- Don't. Yeah, I gotta touch the figure now.
Well, usually
I have one
avoided
of those retro toys. I have the cell shaded Spider-Man. Is the only one I have.
well, when I do my video for the room, you'll see all the Spider-Man figures I have. I mean, there are people who have much more, but
Yeah.
I got nice little. Let me see if we can move this around. See, there's a right up there underneath the license plates. Those two shelves, the top ones, that's all Spider-Man.
Oh wow.
So I got a nice little collection up there. Nothing vintage. I know people like to be protective of the card back.
Yeah, I watched Left Coast do it, and
I throw my boxes out, so I'm not saving them for anything.
Oh my God, no!
Well, one, this is not a house. This is an apartment. So limited space is a commodity.
Well, same thing about that room I told you. That's basically, a 10 by 12,
Yeah.
storage room right now. And my closets are full of toys. I don't think, my Mom was like, "Oh my gosh, where's your clothes?" I said, "In between the toys in the closet." you know.
Well, one thing I don't like on here is there's no way to, like the hand they give you like an alternate fist because he's got a thwip hand, but there's no alternate hand for the other fist. And how do you, or were you supposed to just loop this around his wrist,
Yeah, I see what you're
the
saying.
webbing?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it doesn't look, it's like, hey, we gave you this accessory, you can lasso it around his hand.
There's some guy here that he makes, you know, the little pegs.
I mean, I could kind of do that. You
Yeah,
know?
that's not bad. No, there's a guy here locally that makes magnets for the little pegs in the feet, so you can have them like upside down or on the side of the wall and stuff. That's pretty cool, actually. So he has you'll see him like when he does his setup, he'll have them all in like these pretty cool Spider-Man positions. I don't even charge too much for him either.
That's cool.
I think the other one we're going to open up is going to be Scorpion.
I'm working on an action figure short with stop motion, and I'm so irritated because you got to be patient.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that.
Yeah, I've done it a couple times. It's
I know that there's a
process.
few people in the community like Vern and a few others that do that. Ochre Studios, there's a few of them that do that.
Yeah, and you know, Thousand Ghost.
Yes.
He showed some of his stuff, and I asked him how many rooms in his house, and he said 5 rooms plus the basement full of toys. I'm like, oh my, he said, and then John, super awesome.
Yeah, Super Awesome Geek Show's another one.
Yeah, showed his room and part of his condo again, and I'm like, oh my god.
Oh yeah,
wow.
this past weekend on Lego
Yeah.
Studs, he did that.
Dude, that's insane. I get in so much trouble.
I mean, if you got the room, then yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
That's I mean, personally, me, there's not the room. I mean, maybe in about 2 years, we're looking at, because where I'm working now, if everything works out, which I'm hoping it does, fingers crossed, we'll be able to have something with tremendously much more room where I can maybe even have a nice little workshop and do some stuff that I really used to be into. So
Yeah.
there's that.
So there's a guy here near San Antonio. I'm not gonna say, but he has like basically a Star Wars museum. It's his entire house. He has a second house for his Star Wars collection.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
yeah, General Kenobi is actually supposed to go and visit him. And
I love
do
these flight
something-
stands, by the way. I get these. These are a little different. I get them from Amazon. They're a shorter pole, but there's a larger cup that clamps around the bodies. These seem to be a little bit more sturdier.
Those are the Act 4.
I have to look. I forgot because I just ordered them off Amazon. I mean, it's a nice solid cup.
No, those aren't. Yeah, those aren't Act 4.
And
those are pretty good.
And these actually have screws on the clamps themselves. So
That's cool. But yeah, General Kenobi's supposed to actually go meet with him and do a tour with him. And I don't know when that's going to be, but they've been working on it for a while. That guy's like super busy.
who, Kenobi or the guy?
Well, both of them actually. But that other guy, I think he's opening up a restaurant here too. A Star Wars restaurant.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw Kenobi's little Instagram story. The custom Boba Fett throne he got with his channel name on it. I'm like, oh, flex.
Man, people just send him things, man. I'm like, I want your life. People just send you stuff.
bro, you cannot complain.
I cannot. Oh, I mean,
you cannot complain, Mister. Social media reporter to the Rangers. How many Rangers this year? Was it 17 Ranger actors, if I remember correctly? Or is it still 16?
It's like 16 or 17, but I haven't dropped all the interviews yet. I still have like 5 more.
I mean, you spoke with Zordon. You spoke with everybody just about.
Spoke with a lot of people. Yeah, it's been crazy.
that we
There's a
know
lot
of.
There's a lot of Rangers. It's probably like 100+ Rangers. So
Oh, we got
probably got
Berserker
like
in the chat. Hey, Berserker. Hey, Freya. Well, I think we're going to open up Scorpion now.
It's funny when you said Scorpion earlier. I was thinking you were.
Get over here.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. I was not thinking about Spider-Man Scorpion.
Well,
Did you see that Blue Beetle trailer today?
Unpopular opinion. Pass. I mean, I'll probably watch it at some point. Okay, here's my thing, and I'm sure there's going to be people looking at me sideways. Okay, people are going to be looking at me sideways. One, it feels like it's trying too hard. Okay, for one, I read the Blue Beetle comics. I've seen the different animated iterations of it. There has been another live action iteration of Blue Beetle, although it was only one episode on Smallville with Booster Gold.
That's right, there was. You're right. Totally
Okay.
About that. Yep. That bulky Blue Beetle suit. I remember that.
I mean, it wasn't bad for, 20 years? Maybe 15 years ago, more or less. Yeah. Okay, so it wasn't bad. But this feels too much like Shazam. Because, no, and hear me out. I have not seen the new Shazam, okay? I have not seen Shazam 2. I saw the first one. The fact that Jaime is transforming and the Blue Beetle is activating in front of his family. Now you don't get any of the comedy, you don't get any of the humor, any of the drama of why he's disappearing from his family. So there's no dual identity issue right there. That's the first thing. Okay? Because
I feel like so in the comics he definitely was like in front of his cousin and he got
it's
the power.
it's him
And
changing in front of everyone though. But
I
like
say his mom at least knew.
But in some of the iterations though, the different storytellings of it, I mean, like we don't get the original Blue Beetle.
Ted Cord. Yeah,
okay, we don't.
He's supposed to be dead by the time Jaime comes in. Yeah.
But I mean, we don't get any of that.
They did show a teaser for that though. Did you see that?
Well, my thing is this: it feels like, okay, nothing against the young actor who they recruited to play Jaime. I think that the only reason they chose him was he was in Cobra Kai. Kind of the flavor of the week, if you will. Okay, I think that like, hey, he's from Cobra Kai. We're gonna pull, kids and young people are already gonna know him from Cobra Kai, so let's throw him in it. I mean, nothing against him. I don't know if he has the acting chops to play a superhero, to really have range. You got to be able to have range and show development as a character. Throughout the 5 seasons of Cobra Kai, has he really had development? Not really.
Yeah, I would say the last 2 seasons, as an actor he did. I feel like he was like, definitely when he started off, it was very green, but most kids are with their first big.
And I mean, nothing.
If anybody, I haven't seen any progress as an actor is the kid that plays Robbie in Cobra Kai. Like that guy,
yeah,
I mean,
I can see him eventually winding up on Power Rangers or something. I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of range on some seasons, but I mean, like, I agree with you that Robbie he's just there for his looks. Let's be honest.
So I guess
kind of the pretty boy looks.
Blue Beetle. It's been different lately because we haven't really ever had a lot of like Latino representation in the superhero community. And so, like, it doesn't seem because Jaime Reyes, I'm pretty sure is Mexican in the comics, and because everything's like from El Paso, but this one he seems like he might be from somewhere else. I wasn't really sure where he was from, because I know the actor is like Ecuadorian too. I think he's Mexicano also, but I guess this year we got or not this year, but last year we got Namor, which I think was really
yeah.
cool. And they made him, of Mexicano descent as well. And now we're getting Jaime Reyes, and like it just feels like, it's really cool to see someone who sort of looked like me as a kid.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine what it can be for like kids seeing someone who looks like them on screen. So You know, I think it's cool. I thought the trailer looked really good. I liked what I saw. The CGI was top notch.
The CGI looks good.
The suit looks really really good. The
I mean,
music paired with it. The only thing I had issue the music they kind of paired with it. I thought they could have maybe found something a little bit better, but
Yeah.
I mean it was good. But there was one scene where he like the AI is telling him, if you whatever weapon you can think of, I will make it.
Yeah, and I like he's got almost like the Buster Sword style.
Yeah.
That looked cool.
And then the AI was like,
good choice.
So I mean, I think it looks good. I do want to see it.
Gargan.
Would I be there Thursday night at 12:01 a.m.?
No.
But I'll
I mean,
hope maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get to see
it feels
early.
like they're okay, like just like they did with Shazam. Like they try to make it as they wanted to do the Shazam family. They didn't have to do that, but they kind of went that route, and it kind of feels like okay, like his family is going to be heavily involved. Like you see him talking with, I'm guessing that's his uncle, George Lopez.
Yes, it was his uncle.
And, obviously, I really don't think that they paid George Lopez a whole lot because he's not exactly very busy right now.
Well, it's a TV show.
Does he still have it? I know he was doing one for a while.
One.
Okay.
Yeah, the Lopez show.
But I mean.
So the only reason I don't really like George Lopez is he talked a lot of crap about San Antonio.
Oh, okay.
So I don't really care for him. Plus, I don't think he's like as funny as he used to be. He used to tell a joke how what's that guy from Chips?
Eric Estrada.
Like how Eric Estrada blew him off, and now he's more famous than Eric Estrada, and now he's kind of doing that too to other like Latino comics. And I'm like, dude, like you're Eric Estrada now. Like, quit acting like that.
It is. I mean, I really don't. I mean, personally, I think it's like I just get like a vibe like. I don't know, like it's not going to do well. That's the vibe I'm getting. That it's not going to do well.
They don't connect. It's its own story, and they don't connect it to anything like Shazam or Superman or Black Adam or any of that stuff. So that if they want to later on, they can integrate him into the new plan. But
I mean that would be smart. You don't have to do the Marvel route in including everything because one of the good things was look at Marvel's map. Marvel did, we had Iron Man by himself. Yes, we did have the little teaser with Nick Fury at the end.
Yeah.
But then, aside from that, look at Thor. When they did Thor was completely different, although we did have Coulson. We did have S.H.I.E.L.D., but, and there was a passing reference to, is this one of Stark's suits when they had the big destroyer show up?
And Thor did have Hawkeye.
Yes. But I mean, we didn't know who they really, if you know, but I mean, it wasn't like blatantly out there, hey, these are other characters we're spinning off. Yeah. They kind of did them as semi-standalones, including Captain America was basically a standalone for the most part. They had little sprinkles that connected them together.
Yeah.
They weren't shoving it down our throats.
Do you think that people are getting superhero fatigued, or
yes?
Well, and the fact that Shazam 2 was just way off the tracks. Well, I think it's superhero fatigue, and I think they need to calm down because I think all the ones coming out this year aren't going to do well.
I think there's extenuating circumstances with I haven't seen Shazam 2, but I know it's been performing poorly. I will throw this out there. Without even knowing the actual storylines, I will say this. The fact that James Gunn said that he's going to be scrapping the DC cinematic universe and start its own DC universe separate from all this. Well, if this is not going to be, if this all is being scrapped, why should I even pay money and go see this movie? I think that's an.
All right, Dave, I gotta go, but I'll catch up with you.
Yep.
All right,
we'll talk later.
I'll see you later, man.
Yep. I think that the fact that hey, well, why should I see this if this is going to be scrapped? I think that is that the reason why Shazam is performing poorly. I'm not going to say that that's the full reason, but that's got to be in the back of a lot of people's minds.
Well, yeah, and me, it was like, I don't know. It was kind of reminding me of Black Adam was good, but it wasn't great.
Yeah.
It's
Black Adam was
like,
not perfect, and it could have been better. In all
you know,
honesty, it definitely could have been better. It could have been worse. Boy,
well,
it could
yeah,
have
and
been worse.
I just think they're like rushing to get these out. Besides people saying, "Why should I waste my money?" But I think they're just plopping them out too quick and not having tighter controls on the continuity and
Yeah.
like what they did to Thor and Blunder. There was too much joking around, where you didn't take the serious part serious.
Oh, do not get
'Cause
me started on Thor: Love and Thunder.
okay, all right,
Oh,
but
no,
you know
no,
what I'm
no, no.
saying.
That movie was a complete dumpster fire, in my opinion.
I mean, I thought, oh my gosh, could I please have a refund? Because I might, if it ever came on Saturday afternoon movies, I might lay down and watch through the whole thing. But no, I had to pay out some money to sit and watch this stuff, and I felt like they gypped me big time. You
Oh,
know.
definitely.
And I don't like to go to movies where you feel like they've gypped you and they've duped you by this bait and switch trailers and and stuff like that. That really ticks me off, because it's like you're having to sit down for 2.5 hours plus, and maybe you should make it a tighter story in 1 hour and 45 minutes of you can't take your eyes off the screen and you're in the story and nothing takes you out. That's a good movie.
Yeah. I'm just trying to work the stand here. I gotta find my little screwdriver for the stand, but yeah, I mean, it's well, like one thing with I get why James Gunn is doing it. Okay, he's doing it because, if let's say you're a cook, okay, you're hired to work at this restaurant that's already established, you're not gonna have everything organized the way that the previous chef did. You're gonna change your kitchen however you want it, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
So I mean I get that, but I mean the thing is they've already made all these movies. And hell, Batgirl, I really wanted to see their take on Batgirl, because I mean look what they did with the Batman. The Batman was a complete surprise to me because I thought it was going to be a dumpster fire. It wasn't. It was actually pretty good. Was it perfect? No, nothing is perfect, but it was pretty good. Okay, it was good. It was better than what I was expecting because I mean, come on, you have the emo vampire himself as Batman, and I was not expecting much out of that. Okay, I was not expecting much out of that at all, but I was pleasantly surprised. And the fact that weren't we supposed to get Keaton's Batman
Yes.
in her in or I'm saying in that movie? We
Yes,
didn't we
in
didn't
that
we didn't
movie.
get that. I mean, for that alone, I would have watched it. Just like I really can't stand Ezra Miller. I can't stand him with a passion, but I am gonna go see the Flash because why? Because
He's in
Batman.
there.
Because we get Keaton's Batman, and I mean, I want to see where this goes. I'm hoping that they do. After Flashpoint is reset, that resets the entire universe, and they get rid of Ezra Miller. But it doesn't seem like they're going to do that. It seems like Warner Brothers wants to keep Ezra Miller for some ungodly reason.
Yes, the
Which
word ungodly.
I mean,
Yes.
the fact that you got this all this drama around him, but you won't recast him, and you're getting rid of all your other your other big guns. Gal Gadot, and I don't blame her for 1984. I blame the writers in the studio for 84, okay? 84 was yet another dumpster fire. But I mean, it was a dumpster fire, let's be honest. It that's what it was. Okay?
Question on Quantum Leap.
Yes.
What about them leaping into the future?
Okay. I saw that last week, and I do have to apologize to everyone. Right now, the Leap cast is on permanent hiatus due to, personally, hosting the stream. It's just me. I don't have anyone jumping on to actually verbally talk with. maybe I will bring the Leapcast back, but that's one of the reasons why I put the Leapcast on hold for now, because my other co-hosts, I get that life happens and you can't put your life on hold, so I get that completely. But not having anyone else to kind of banter and bounce questions and thoughts off of, that's why I put the Leapcast on hold. Now, we already know that the rules of Quantum Leap, the rules from the original series do not exist anymore.
Apparently, yeah. I was kind of shocked at the future leap. And what happened to the waiting room?
Well, see, that's another thing. They changed a lot of the rules, and I get it from a security standpoint, military security standpoint. When you have someone in the waiting room, we did have a couple issues where we had at one point we had someone who actually broke out of the waiting room, got a gun, and actually escaped the project. Leon was it Leon Kanowski, I think was his Leon Stiles was his name, and Al had to go hunting him, and the rules were that they needed to get that person back into the waiting room in order for Sam to leap out. Okay, so they had certain rules like that. Now, if we sedate, okay, if we drug the person that, okay, like in this case Ben's body, okay, if whoever Ben leaps into, they leap into his body, if we had that person knocked out, well, there's no security issues there. And second, there won't be people thinking that, oh, I was abducted by aliens, big white room and bright lights, I was abducted by aliens. So that's one way, because the producers have said that, the waiting room is not a factor, or it's not something that's being addressed. So they haven't explained it in the show. All that we know is when someone is leaped into and leaped out, they feel like, wait, where am I doing here? They're disoriented, and that's it. There's a lot of things about the new Quantum Leap show I'm not necessarily a fan of. I want my old I want the imaging chamber door back.
Yeah, right.
Just giving her like a little whoosh, like little Power Ranger swoosh. I mean, it's and also having the rules that we can have 2 observers now. For a limited amount of time, they can power 2 observers in the chamber. Because the very last episode we had not only did we have Ian, but we had Addison in 2 separate parts of the leap right there. Because Ian was in the cockpit with Ben, and Addison was in the back monitoring what the young man was doing as far as like with the oil pressure and stuff, so that they could fly. So they bent a lot of the rules, but also knowing that there's a different program that's allowing him to travel back and forwards through because he already leaped beyond his own lifetime already.
Yeah, and
So,
it makes it complicated with 2 observers, because don't they both have the same information?
but did you notice Ian had the other hand link that Addison used in one episode, and honestly, that is my preferred hand link. That is my preferred hand link, by the way.
I could see that, but I just thought.
But I really would prefer the one that Janice had, which was her father's hand link. That's the one I want them to have.
Yeah.
That freaking little conference room desk speaker, that little series illegitimate cousin that Addison carries around, that's just trash. That is utter trash.
Well, I was just kind of shocked at the future leap. I didn't think you could do that, but now I guess you can.
But we don't know the full parameters of this program also. But here's another question. We see future Ian welcome Ben. But is this Ian? Now here's a real question. This is going to probably warp your mind a little bit. Is this Ian? Now, this version of Ian, is this an Ian who jumped into the accelerator, leaps back in time, and then came back and is no longer leaping anymore? Or is this Ian before he jumps into an accelerator and goes back?
Well, isn't that like a paradox?
Yes, it is. I mean, it's kind of a grandfather's paradox because, one, we don't know. We know that Ian travels back in time at some point. So they can give the program and information to Ben and warn Ben about what happens to Addison. Okay? So we know that Ian will travel back in time and leap into that bartender who will give information to Ben. We know that. That's all we know for sure. And based on the drawings that the bartender sketched out, that looks to be a slightly younger Ian, older than our present, but younger than where Ben leaps to. At least that's how it comes off to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see that.
But here's something that's really going to mess with you. Okay, the bartender had a mental image of Ian. Okay? An echo, if you will. Why would the person have an echo of Ian's face, though? Now, we know that in the mythology now, because even Magic said so, that Magic remembers Sam's face. Why would he remember Sam's face unless he remembers part of the leap itself?
Yeah, I can see that. Kind of
Okay.
like almost like a deja vu.
But now, obviously, if you in the old show, when Sam would leap into someone and they leaped into the future, when they looked into the waiting room, they could see Sam's reflection. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so based on that, we can assume, okay, that's probably why Magic remembers Sam's face. So, this bartender, how is the bartender going to remember Ian's face unless they saw Ian's face in the reflection? Which begs the question, and I've said this before, are we going to get the old project?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for a storyline, possibly in the future, where, no pun intended, possibly in the future where we're going to have this. We're going to have either the congresswoman, the senator, who, Magic falsely promised that, yes, we're going to go back. Once we've ironed all the wrinkles, we will go back and save your brother. That if she somehow appropriates the project and kicks Magic and the team out, that maybe they have to resort to using the old project. I would love to see that. I would love to see the old project, like everything is jerry-rigged. And then, because I still think this. I think that the Ziggy that we're using there is a slightly different version of Ziggy. Okay, because I doubt that they could completely remove the old Ziggy from the project, but they had probably used a copy of Ziggy with different programming. And that Ziggy is the one that they're using now, who's evil, and who I think is going to turn into Lothos.
Oh, wow.
Okay, because we already saw Ziggy at the end of the last, not this past episode, but the week before, we already saw Ziggy at the end turning red. Okay, some of the lighting of the servers in Ziggy were turning red, and we have not. Also, if you notice, we have not heard Ziggy's voice. Okay,
Yeah,
that's one that throws me for a loop. Is that I think that in the very first episode, we hear the narration of Quantum Leap with the original voice, Deborah Pratt, who is the original Ziggy. Okay, but I think what's going to happen is if we actually hear a voice, it's going to be a completely different Ziggy voice. But then, if the project, if Magic and the others have to go back to the old project, to the original one in New Mexico, in Stalins Gate, New Mexico. Yes, I'm that much of a nerd. I know where it is. If they go to that one and we get Deborah Pratt's voice back, that's going to give so many fans the feels. Now, there is a loose rumor, but it might have been because of April Fools, that Scott is agreeing to come into the show for season 2. So, I don't know.
Yeah, let's hope it makes it past season 2 because you know how NBC is.
Yeah. Well, no, they already approved them for season 2.
Well, yeah, but after season 2,
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's NBC, Universal, Comcast, and everything else. I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's. I think it's ratings comparable because it's like money. How do you compare current value of currency now to currency 20, 30 years ago? Ratings, though, are different. We have streaming services. We have DVR. So there are different ways that people, if you didn't set your VCR to record it, there's no way that Nielsen's would track to see, if you recorded it on your VCR. So, I mean, there's a lot of different things we can take into effect. Plus, now that the story's really ramping up, we have other Leapers. We have Leaper X. We have leaping forwards in time now. So, I mean, there's a lot of craziness that's going to happen. It looks like nuclear winter, by the way, in the future,
Oh yeah.
which I think might be a byproduct of Lothos, an evil project. Now, we're not going to get the original actress who played, oh God, how am I blinking out? Aaliyah. She's no longer acting. So there's no way we're going to get her back, which would be interesting because I would love to see what actually happened to her. Because all we knew is wherever she was free.
Yeah.
That's all we knew. I love that we get Beth has been making appearances, that we get Al's wife. And they got the original actress, which I love that they did that. We never found out. All we know is Sam is forever leaping. We never found out what happened to Donna Alisi, his wife.
Yeah. Right.
We know that Al passed away. We don't hear any references to Tina, Gushy, Dr. Verbena Beeks. We don't hear anything of any of them, which is a real shame, especially when it comes to leapers. I mean, that's what the fans were called back in the day. We were called leapers, you know. Just like you have Trekkies. Let me just catch up in the chat here. We got Duffman, Freya. Everyone's having a great conversation. Captain Spaulding's in the chat. Of course, we got Dre. We got T3. What happened here? Dre got hot when I brought up Batman Beyond yesterday. What against Batman Beyond? Personally, I would love to see that as a movie. And Michael Keaton, again, I brought this up before. Other people have said this. Michael Keaton is the perfect age to play old Bruce.
Yeah.
If they did a Batman Beyond.
Totally.
But the question is, who do you get to play Terry McGinnis? That's going to be the real question. We need someone who's going to be, kind of have that almost Dick Grayson kind of look, but still have a smart mouth and be a bit of a smart ass.
Yeah.
He has to be a hothead.
Speaking of Batman, I found my Batman and Robin movie figures with the bat nipples and Robin today.
Oh, the Val Kilmer or the George Clooney?
The Val Kilmer.
Speaking of Val Kilmer, I just watched Top Gun Maverick. That was great.
Yes,
that was
movie.
way better than I thought it was going to be. And I'm going to talk about. Dre says he texted me as. Let me check it very quickly here. Okay. Yeah, I got that. Okay. Yeah, I'll message you after the stream.
Because I've been trying to get some Batman 89 stuff, and I was like, let me look at my stuff first. And I did get the Michael Keaton Batman 89 cereal coin bank the other day.
Oh, you know what I hate myself for? We had a couple sets of the, remember McDonald's had the Batman Forever glasses?
Yes. You had those?
I had those. I don't anymore. I wish I still did.
Man,
yeah.
I've been
because I remember, I would, those were like the coolest things, and I remember at one point they got destroyed. I was like, if only I still had those, that would be insane. But but yeah, I mean, Quantum Leap. I think it's a new episode tonight. I want to say, so I'll find out. But with Quantum Leap, I mean, there's a lot of places they can take it. I mean, the Senator having another project and having another, Leaper X traveling through time. There's just so many variables going on. We don't know, we don't know who his observer is, if he even has one.
Yeah, and I was wondering too about, like in Star Trek, they had, when they went in the future,
yeah.
they took from the Enterprise.
Yes.
They took Archer into the future.
Yes.
And to make sure,
but
he changed it,
yeah.
I guess, like you said, the Leaper observers, but who's the gatekeeper for the leaping to make sure they leap the right way and don't interfere too much? Has the character ever gone outside the leap parameters when they leap and cause drama.
Well,
You
see,
know.
that's the thing. In the original Quantum Leap, when Sam would leap, and okay, like Sam saved his brother, but it wasn't without consequences. Everything had consequences. We don't have consequences here. In this series, what consequences have we had?
Not really.
The
Yeah.
only consequence is Ben is becoming a different person. Addison clearly sees this. That, Ben is not the same Ben that I knew. She's even told that to Jen, the head of security, that he's becoming a different person because of these experiences. Just like with Sam. Sam wasn't an action hero, but he pretty much turned into one. He risked his life on a daily basis. Okay. In the original show, Sam saved his brother, but then that reporter died.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, yeah.
There was that. Or when he tried to change things for better in the previous leap, he was making things worse for his sister, his parents. Every time he tried to make things better for himself, things just got worse and worse and worse. Because, it's in anything. I mean, you look at any show, whenever you're trying to do something, there has to be some kind of equivalent exchange, right?
Yeah.
You can't take nothing, you can't take this, change this without having to take something from somewhere else. There has to be a balance. We see this in a lot of time, anything that deals with time travel. I mean, look at Back to the Future. Okay? Marty, is flung back in time. He actually comes across his parents, but now he's at risk of ever being born. And he has to kind of mend history, but no matter how hard, you can't mend it perfectly back to the way it was. The Flash TV series, we saw that there. The Flashpoint.
I wonder if Ben's going to have some kind of like leap psychosis since he's changing. That would kind of be cool to see, him struggling to remember who he was by being affected by all these leaps.
Well, see, that was the ripple effect that Sam faced. When he leaped back, when him and Al Simo leaped and they traded places, Sam's memory of the past 5 years was erasing.
Yeah, and then I remember that.
Hey, Collecting with Cool.
Hey, Collecting with Cool. That reminds me of the episode where Sam was, leaping in and out of different people in the same scenario, or he disappeared, and it was, oh my gosh.
Well, there was one where Al disappeared.
Yeah, and
but Sam retained memory of who Albert Calavici was. No one else did, because he had St. John St. John was the observer that he was replaced with, played by blanking on his name, but he was he was in several sci-fi, and the guy who played who was the actual Caesar in the original Planet of the Apes.
Roddy McDowell.
Not Roddy McDowell, is something Roddy something. But that's the thing. I mean, when Sam leaped, when him and Al Simo leaped, the only thing he was retaining was some of Al's lecherous behavior. But outside of that, he was losing his memory, which was, and you got to also take a look at that. That's different because that's based on the parameters of the program they used back in 1995. Is the year that Sam leaps from, even though it was 1989 when the show first started for us. And obviously this is a completely different program. But ultimately it's going to be what the parameters of the programs, because, he might have a psychosis, he might not. And if you notice, he's remembering stuff a lot quicker than Sam did. Like, he's recalling Magic, he's recalling Jen, and he's recalling Ian and everyone else. He's remembering stuff a lot more efficiently than Sam did. So he doesn't have as bad a Swiss cheese memory as Sam did, though. So there are a lot of big differences right there.
Do you think they would ever have another organization that uses leaping for bad?
Well, see,
and then
that's the thing. We've had discussions on Leapcast before about what if, because we're like, okay, if there's another leaper, where could this be from? Could it be from the same project in the future? Sure. Could it be a black ops? Because it's not like the government hasn't, appropriated resources before.
Yeah.
And, I mean, think of someone who, I'm trying to develop a rocket engine because I want us to go further into space. Well, that more efficient rocket engine would be even further for us for nuclear weapons or for this or that. I mean, you know, technology is great for developing it, but there's always going to be a way to bastardize it. There's always going to be a way to warp it for some other use, other applications. I mean, for all we know, you can introduce an evil Elon Musk type character who is, because you got to figure, okay, yeah, you have the government facility, but you can't tell me that government facilities don't use third party contractors.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, and if someone has the resources, they track things down. Like, oh, we saw that this company was outsourced and this company was outsourced, and well, what could be all these different items be outsourced for? And then like, oh, that's interesting. I mean, there's a lot of different ways that they can take that approach. We got Mr. B in the chat. I'm sorry I missed you, Mr. B. Hope you're doing well. And again, guys, by the way, if you're do me a favor, go into the video description below and you can check out the donation links for the Ride for Roswell, both for the Facebook page and also directly to the Roswell Park's main website to donate to the Ride for Roswell. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a stream for The Cure on April 29th, which is a Saturday from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. Everyone is open to hang out on this live stream, but we're going to be doing 8 prize wheels. It's $20 minimum. You donate $20 minimum to Roswell Park and message me with your first and last name so I can add you to the wheel. You just have to either message me through my Instagram at Daves_Dimension or email me at davesdimension78@gmail.com. And you'll be entered in on all 8 wheels. It's going to be elimination wheel style. One, last person standing is going to be the winner, but we do have to restrict it to anyone who is in the United States. No one outside the United States due to shipping costs because, well, I'm going to be the one paying for all the shipping. Things are a little tight right now, so that's what I'm asking for. So if you guys can help out with the Ride for Roswell, which benefits Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Institute, and come support the stream, that's all I can ask for you guys. Mr.
Yes.
B. Mr. B says he's going through a stash for a donation. Appreciate that, Mr. B. Mr. B helped us out last year with a mystery box. This kind of happened last year where we had 8 wheels plans, but then it turned into 10. And then it turned into a 10-hour stream.
It's really great what you're doing with the fundraising for that. And last year, I was there the whole time in the audience, and it's just amazing. This community comes out.
Yeah, whenever there's
anything.
Whenever there's anything. Duffman says, can we donate empty Twix wrappers? Only if they're from Freya. Empty Twix wrappers? No, we can't accept Twix wrappers. But yeah, I mean, outside of my life here on YouTube, obviously I work full time, but me and my wife also are part of a charity cosplay group where we do fundraising year round for Toys for Tots and a few other charities. So we do that. Duffman helped me out last November with, we did a charity, basically a fundraiser, which benefited Toys for Tots. We raised about $600 for that. So that in itself was pretty amazing. So, I mean, you always want to try, I mean, at least for me, I've always tried to help people because when I was growing up, I didn't have a whole lot. And it's just, I just want to try and help out any way we possibly can. Like I've said before, I have family members who, my mom had skin cancer for years. She didn't die from it. She died from other like heart issues. But it changed how she was. She did not like having pictures taken because of her skin cancer. Every few years, she would have to go to Roswell Park. They would have to do laser treatments because she had basically extra layers of skin blending from her nose to her cheek. And, she hated how she looked like that. And, she hated having pictures taken. So we don't have a lot of pictures of my mom, which is, in itself it's kind of hard, but, that's how it made her feel. It made her feel like she wasn't a person at times. When my dad passed away, we found out that he had cancer that he was hiding from us. People shouldn't have to hide those kinds of things, and people are living so much longer thanks to Roswell Park. I mean, literally, they've been around since, I want to say, 1890. So they've been around for over 100 years, and the ride for Roswell's been around since about 89. It's an amazing cause, and I mean, like I said before, uh, I don't know if you heard me earlier, Gap, but uh, at the ride itself, they make announcements saying, "Oh, we've done this, we've done that," and then they like to recognize those who are, in remission, those who have survived. And you might
That's
think,
cool.
and
Yeah.
you might think it's 5 or 6 people, but it was literally around 20, maybe 20 or maybe almost 30 people around me. That in itself is just like, it shows you that they are making these amazing strides. But it's also kind of like, when you raise money for something, you don't expect to ever see any of the people, but you're
Right.
seeing the people right there. Like, these are the people that, the money. You think, a lot of times, it kind of compares it to Quantum Leap in a way. The very last episode of the original series, Sam's talking to Al the bartender, and Sam's, bartender says, "You've done a lot of good." He says, "I've only helped a few people." He says, "You don't get it. Those people you've helped, they've touched other people's lives, and their lives, and so on and so forth." It's like, yeah, maybe I raised this much, or maybe I raised this little bit, but that little bit gets added to everyone else who's raised, and 500 here, 600 there, 1,000 here, 2,000 there, it adds up, and I think last year was around $5.6 million
Wow.
that
That's
was raised through just the ride for Roswell alone. So, I mean, some people think like, well, is it really making a difference? Yes, it is. It's helping them develop cancer vaccines. It's helping them develop new treatments for children, adults. It's not just the vaccines and treatments, but also the psychological aspect, going to counseling, realizing that you don't have to give up on life, realizing that, yes, maybe it's someone who, due to the cancer, they're not going to be, maybe part of their muscle in their leg is gone, or maybe they had something that was removed physically from their body. They may not feel like they're a person anymore, but they still are. They're still with us. They're still alive, and how they can move forward with their lives, or how they can push forward if they don't have the self-esteem, or the support systems involved. There are support systems out there, and a lot of people are just not aware of it, and everything, all the fundraising that goes towards that. So
That's awesome. And the people that keep on hanging on, that show up,
oh yeah,
they can they still have a lot to give and share their stories of strength and courage. And that's what I get from the people that show up when they get acknowledged, and stuff like that, that you see that, you see strength and courage. And those people, no matter what you have going on, um, especially with cancer, the strength and courage and support system is extremely important. And um, that's why I value organizations like what you're doing. Work helping
yeah.
is amazing. And have you thought about a bike cam when you do the 44 miles?
Well, I mean, last year, I used my old phone last year. I have this new phone now. I am looking at, because the new bike I have coming, um, I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to position my phone on the bike, because I have an e-bike coming. Uh, long story
Yeah.
short, yeah, I mean, a lot of people have heard me tell the story. Long story short, I was sold a bike last year that wasn't rated for my weight and size. Uh, I was sold a bike that I was told would support me, and it didn't. I had to have the spokes repaired 6 times, and I've now sold that bike for barely a third of what I paid for it.
Yeah.
It's crappy, it's lousy, but we have a bike coming that is rated for my size, for my weight, a little bit more than my weight, and also it's an e-bike, so it's going to help me with my asthma going up inclines, like steep bridges.
Yeah, because it'll kick in, right, and help you
Yeah.
get across.
Now,
That's awesome.
there is a lot of controversy with e-bikes. I've done all my research, the legalities of it. I've even reached to the Ride for Roswell to see if those bikes are allowed. They are, as long as you're not using, because there are people that just use the throttle. I'm not using the throttle. I'll be using what they call Eco Assist or Tour Assist, which is because it has a torque sensor. There's different types of e-bikes. There's a cadence sensor, so as soon as you pedal, it starts pushing right away. A torque sensor gives you a nice balance. Okay, gives you a balance, so as you're pedaling, it's giving you the assist as you're pedaling, giving you a little bit more speed, a little bit more push, and the wheel is self-contained in the motor is self-contained in the rear hub.
That sounds cool.
It's a 7-speed bike. It's still going to be a 7 or 8-speed bike. It, on the outside, it still looks the same. It's just a little bit thicker. I got the step through because I wanted blue. It's a very cool looking blue bike. I'm looking forward to it. Now, I tested the bike just pedaling without power, and I did not have a problem pedaling the bike on my own.
It was smooth. Was it smooth? And
It was very smooth, and then after I did like a lap in the bike store testing it just on pedal alone, I'm like, okay, because my worst fear was, okay, this is a heavier bike. It's going to be hard for me to pedal it. That wasn't the case. Now, when I turned on the bike and put it to Eco Assist, which is like level 1, I really felt it pull me. I was like, oh,
wow.
oh, like, okay. I did my research. I probably watched about 2 weeks worth of videos from different reviewers. There's no heavy set reviewers out there. The heaviest person I saw was maybe around 265, 270. In all honesty, I'm 380 right now, guys.
No way. You do not look like that.
I was much worse. I was 495 at one point.
Yeah,
when
I
I first
remember that. But you do not look. You do look. You look like you've lost a lot. You don't look.
I was 340. I gained about 35 pounds over the winter. So I did gain weight, and I'm doing everything I can to get back. I got my weights, drinking nothing but water. And, like even some of the stuff like for dinner, we had this, it's like a chicken and vegetable mix for, made in the crock pot. We did that. We do like cauliflower crust pizza because it does.
That sounds wonderful.
We get the cauliflower crust, like the pre-made ones. We have a supermarket chain up here called Wegmans. They do frozen ones, so you can put pizza sauce and stuff and have pizza that way, or you can even take like garlic butter and some cheese and make like your own garlic bread, but on the cauliflower crust, and slice it up into sticks. You can do. There's a lot of different things that we do. There's a company called 647. They make low carb bread. Now, usually one slice of bread equals 1 carb, right?
Yeah.
Well, theirs equals half a carb. So there's a lot of low carb substitutions you can do instead of like regular like potatoes. Like say like instead of like tater tots, well, they have a cauliflower variation of tater tots out there. And cauliflower tots will do like a lot of stuff like that. Just doing some healthy stuff. Collecting with Cool says, I still ride my 1998 Schwinn Frontier mountain bike. Awesome. Yeah, for me, the problem was when I first started my journey to try and lose weight when I was 495, I bought a Electra Townie. Not an electric bike, but it was by a company called Electra. They make a cruiser style bike, which is great because it keeps you upright so that you're not hunched over, so your airways are kept nice and open. Keeps you in a relaxed position. That was a $600 bike, and I paid an extra $400 to $500 for a reinforced rims front and back, and also reinforced cassettes to support my weight.
What about the seat? Like for me, I'm a big guy too. I'd be like, I want my tushy to be comfortable and make sure it doesn't wobble left or right. Or
that's going to be part of the whole thing too. Okay, is with the new bike now, it has kind of a wide seat, and I'm gonna I know I hit the jackpot this time around because the salesperson I was working with, first thing I told him was, obviously I'm a big guy, but I'm also an asthmatic. That's one of the reasons why I'm looking for the e-bike. And he says, don't worry. He holds up his inhaler and says, listen, I know it's not
Oh
easy.
yeah, I remember.
I'm not
Yeah.
easy being, it's not easy being wheezy. I'm like, okay, this guy's already earning points here. And I said, well, do you think, what do you think I should do? Do you think I should look at some new seats? He says, no, don't even think about any accessories right now. What I want you to do is I want to get you on a bike that is going to work for you. It's going to work for what you're looking for. Ride it for a few weeks, and then we can revisit maybe getting you new seats or getting you this accessory or that accessory. Okay?
Mm.
That's not the experience you usually get. You go into a bike store, you go anywhere. Oh, you're going to need this. You're going to need this. Oh, we need to get you this,
exactly,
this. And he's like, no, I want to get you on this bike because I explained to him the situation with last year. And by the way, it was the same bike chain, the same retail store
Wow.
in the area. It was a different location. I explained to him who the person was. And he was aware of it. He was aware of that person in their. This is not the first time that happened. And the person who did that to me was the general manager of the location. So, me and my wife are avoiding going to that location if we can. Now, this bike is, the previous version of the bike did not come with fenders or a rack. This one does. And it's the same. Actually, it's $100 less than the previous version that came out when it first came out. Suffice to say, before taxes, I'm paying about $2,000.
Whoa.
In the grand scheme of things, bikes are not cheap anymore. If you're, let's say you're 5'10" and maybe you're maybe 180, 190. Yeah, you could probably get away with a bike at Walmart.
Yeah, that's true.
Or like a sporting goods place. I'm 6 foot and I'm 380. I'm not going to be able to buy a bike there, and that's not something I'm going to be able to do. So, and in all honesty, obviously, I already know that from my previous bikes, I know I'm going to have to spend money to get something that's going to last. This bike is rated for 400 pounds. Its battery is good for supposedly 60 miles. Now, my weight's going to play a factor, so that we can reduce that down to, let's say, 50 or 45 or miles. But that's if I'm using the assist and the throttle all the time. That's not my plan. My plan is only to really use the assist if I'm on an incline that my lungs, my body just can't take it, or if I find myself at, let's say I have an asthma attack and I just can't, I don't have the strength to physically pedal, then I'll rely on the throttle to get me where I need to go.
Does it have a battery if you run out?
There is a removable battery. So
Okay.
I could get a new battery to, I could have a second battery to go with it, like on really long trips. When I get the bike, I will be doing a series of videos. We will be testing it out. We will be testing it out on several trips. My first one I want to do is I want to see if I can, how far can we go on the battery itself. I want to test out the full limitations of the bike. We're going to be. I told my wife that I said the first ride I want to do is 30 miles. Which, from where I live in Grand Island, I could take the path from Grand Island all the way down to the waterfronts in downtown Buffalo by the Naval Park and turn back around and go back home. That'll be about 30 miles right there.
Okay.
So that'd be a 30-mile ride right there. I did the 30-mile on the old bike all night. What happened was last year I had yet another flat. I had a flat and I had spoke issues with the bike I got last year, which was a Trek Verve 2 hybrid bike. When it worked for me, it was a good bike, but it has smaller wheelbase. Okay, smaller. The width of the wheel was much smaller. Also, there was an issue where the spokes were pushing through and puncturing the tire, the inner tube. They didn't have the tape done properly on the inside of the rim.
Oh.
So that was a concern. This e-bike is a fat tire bike. So that's and that's why you see a lot of bigger people riding the fat tire bikes, because, well, guess what? They distribute weight a lot more evenly because it's a bigger tire, wider rim.
Yeah, and didn't they used to do the wide tires back in the day?
Well, yeah, I mean, but these are much wider now.
Oh
Actually,
wow.
let me see if I can do
Are
this.
you gonna put a Ghostbuster symbol on the front or Ectoplasma license plate in the back?
If it was a white bike, I was thinking of ectofying it. That was one thing I was taking into consideration. Uh, we'll see what happens. Now, this is those who can see the screen. Uh, this is the bike in question. I'm not doing the step over, which is where you have the bar going across, because they don't do men's and women's bikes anymore. They do step through and step over, so they're actually unisex. Now, I'm going with the blue, which is the step through. Now, I am nervous about that, but the salesperson reassured me that even with my weight, I shouldn't need the extra support right there. Okay, because they kind of give a little bit more reinforcement right above where you have your pedal assembly right there, and that's also where your circuit boards and everything are for the batteries.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah, wow, those tires are big.
yeah, they are. But here's the fun part. Let me see if I can go to. Okay, now it does have shocks on the front, and I can lock them off. Now, I've been doing a lot of research. If you're riding on a level track, a level path, you want to lock these in because that's going to be more efficient when it comes to the battery.
Ah,
Now,
it looks cool. It looks like a mean ass bike. It looks cool.
well,
You know, when you showed the front part, you know, and
let me show you this here. This has brake lights and turn signals built in.
cool. Love it.
So, because there's people who ride these bikes some parts of the country out on regular traffic.
Yeah.
Now, this is it's a 750 watt motor. It has a payload capacity of up to 400 pounds, and its battery range is up to 60 miles. Now, technically speaking, the bike comes default as class 2, which is 20 miles an hour. You can unlock it with the app and take it up to 28 miles an hour or even up to 30 in some cases, depending on how hard you're pedaling. So some people can really go fast on these bikes. That's not necessarily what I'm looking for. I just want to get my butt out there pedaling again and, getting from point A to point B and feel safe and secure on this bike. So,
Yeah, so you can enjoy when you're out with your bike
yeah.
instead of worrying, you know.
And it's got a front headlight, and there's a little display, a little LED display on there which controls everything. So I mean, it seems like an amazing bike. I tested one at the store. It's $18.99. Now I could have bought this through the company itself. I bought it through the store because you want to check out your local bike stores too. Some bike shops will not work on e-bikes at all. Some will.
That's right.
Some will only work the ones I went through Burt's Bikes and Fitness here in Buffalo. Now they're licensed for Aventon, so they can work on the electronics if we need to. So I wanted to have that peace of mind. That was the first part. Second, most bike shops will work on the mechanical side. So if you need brakes replaced, your tire, your rim, they can work on that. They just can't work on the electronic parts. Okay.
Now, how heavy is it if you got to go upstairs with it?
Well, I do live in a second floor in the apartment.
That's what I remember. Yeah.
This is an 80-pound bike.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I'll get a workout carrying it up and down the stairs. But I mean, I have 50-pound weights that I do my hand weights with. So it's just gonna help me. Carrying and lifting the bike. We are looking at a new bike rack to support this weight, because your average bike racks are not going to support an 80-pound bike and then maybe like a 40 or 50-pound bike, which is my wife's bike. So yeah, there's a lot of considerations, and bike racks are only getting more and more expensive. The one we were looking at that was recommended by the person in the store was $550 alone just for the bike rack.
Wow.
But that's to support the weight. Now, he did say that he believes my bike should fit in our SUV. If we put the seats down, we should be able to carry it back and forth that way.
Yeah.
at least until we can get the money together to drop another 550 before tax. That's before tax, by the way. 550 before tax for this rack. Because we have one that can take like two 50-pound bikes, and that's its capacity. I mean, my bike is 80, and her bike is like 50 or 60 pounds. Or no, I think her bike's about 50 pounds. So I mean, you add that together, that's 130. That's beyond the payload, and or the capacity, and it could break while we're in traffic. I don't want that happening. So
No, but once you get this going and you start doing videos, I do hope to see you ectofy it and dress up in your uniform and your
oh,
ectopack and
the
have you on it.
well,
That'd be cool.
the original plan, my plan I was playing with last year was I was going to wear a proton pack during the ride. But that was before I sold my lighter packs. I sold a couple of my lighter packs last year to finance a few things. So, and plus, I had my full size pack, and I had 3 proton packs at one point.
Wow.
So I had 4 packs in the apartments. I needed space.
Yeah,
So,
and now you got the heavier ones, right?
I have the heavier pack, and I also have the Spangler proton pack.
Yeah.
The one from HasLab. So I have that one. And there's some modifications I want to do to that. But I would love to. Now, I was hoping that this bike came in white, but they didn't do a white one. But yes, I can definitely actify this one. I can definitely do some things to it if I really wanted to. One thing I do plan on doing is I'm trying to find. There's people on eBay and Etsy who can do there's a couple people on YouTube who've actually branded their channel on the bike.
Oh wow! And so you could have a wrap where you could put it on it.
Well, like you see where it says evented on the side of the bike here?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, like right above it, there's a little bit of an angle. So
yeah, I see it.
I could get where it has my YouTube logo and put Dave's Dimension on there.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So like if I'm stopping somewhere and Dave's Dimension, what's that? Oh, let me tell you. So yeah, there's a couple different things. Like down, like right above where your pedals are, that section right there.
I see that. Yeah.
I thought about maybe printing out a sticker for my channel, or maybe even for the Buffalo Ghostbusters. So a little bit of advertisement right there. So I have thought about a few different things. There's things I like on the back here. You can mount stuff on the rack. So yeah, I could do a little something on there. I do have a Spirit Ghost Trap I could always throw on. There's a lot of different things we can do.
Yeah, too bad it didn't have like a USB thing where you could have the Ghostbusters theme playing while you're biking.
What do you mean?
Some kind of thing where you could.
My friend, there is a USB connection on this bike.
No kidding.
So now I could slowly. Well, what I can do is I can slowly charge a device. Wow. So, like, if my battery on my phone is running low, I could plug my phone in. It won't give me a full-blown fast charge, but it'll start to give me some juice into my phone. On my phone, I have played the Ghostbusters music on my phone before. I can even play the Ecto Siren if I want on my phone.
Cool.
So I have done stuff like that. Of course, there's lights and stuff we can throw on there, but for legal purposes, you have to be careful what kind of lights you're flashing on with your bike.
Yeah, that's true.
Because just like with vehicles, you cannot flash those lights while you're in traffic. Legally, you can get ticketed or worse. Because emergency services, each branch of emergency services, whether it's police, fire department, paramedics, they all have special lights that they are allotted to use. Now, if you're parked, you can have those kind of lights on. But if you're driving, if you're moving in traffic, you cannot have those lights on. Otherwise, you're. I don't know if that's a misdemeanor or I don't think it's a felony, but you can incur very large tickets with that.
Yeah,
so
you don't want that.
So yeah, there is a big legality. Being in the Ghostbuster community as I am, I found that out. There's different things I can do. Like I've done the reflective hazard tape on stuff before. I can maybe put that on the bike. Have some of it on the fenders of the bike. There's a lot of different things we could do with it.
Yeah, go
You
back
know,
to those spokes. They look solid.
oh yeah, they are
I
nice and
mean,
thick here.
wow, it's an interesting way they've
Yeah.
arranged them.
And that hub, that's where the motor is.
Oh, okay, okay.
And what's really great is if I need to take the wheel off, now, yes, everything is electric and connected here, as you can see. But what you don't see, and I'll show you guys when I get the bike, is there's different attachments that you can disconnect and unplug. So if you need to maybe take something off or on the rear wheel, uh, you can't see it there. Let me see if I can find a different angle. I'm probably not going to find one here. Uh, but on the bike itself, let me see if I can zoom in. I can't zoom in there. But there's a wire that goes right here where you can see I don't know if you can see my cursor right there.
Yeah, I see it. I
Okay.
see your
Right
cursor.
there is a detachment cable. So if I want to take the wheel off, I can disconnect the wheel without ruining the wires or
Oh,
anything or putting too much
okay.
stress on the connectors. So this is the blue one. There is a black version.
What
I
about the handlebars, the grips? How do the grips feel? And
they
what?
feel pretty good, and I can always change out the grips too if I want.
Okay, for something that's in the middle of the road. I
I
know
mean,
this.
it's got a good grip. Now there are some that have kind of like a wing, so you can kind of rest the palm of your hand on it.
Oh, okay.
Now I could swap out something like that. There's a lot of different attachments you can put on here. Like here right now, they're batteries. Let me just click on this. Well, let me go to that. They're doing a sale right now on their batteries, which uh, I'm waiting to actually pay the bike off and to see what kind of finances I have after monthly bills. But usually, the batteries are $499 usually.
Ooh,
Okay,
ooh.
but these are not cheap batteries. These are made by LG and Samsung.
Okay, yeah, good
Okay,
brands.
so
Yeah.
like right here, and it says go back. So here's their battery right there. Okay,
Okay, and that goes in the.
that goes right inside. Now there is a cover that goes on there. You can actually see the power level. You can see when it's on.
Yeah, and is there a button on the outside that
Yes, there's a
you
button to
can t
turn the battery on. That's how you have to do it.
Yeah, and then like it's got those little tick marks that light up that tell you, or is there something that tells you,
Yes, to
yo, I
show you
got
the
fifteen
level.
percent left?
Well, also on the display that's on the bike, it shows you that as well.
Awesome.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, right here it shows you $299. That's the sale right now. So $200 off. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
my main priority is to get the bike first, and then get a rack to transport it, and then we'll look at accessories afterwards.
Yeah, yeah. That's awesome. Can't wait to. You got me excited about. I don't not a bike rider, but I'm excited for you because I can tell your excitement about getting the bike, and it looks
Well,
kick
it's
ass.
last year there was so much riding I couldn't do because the bike was down. The old
Yeah,
bike was constantly either getting repaired, and I had to spend another $157 to get the rear wheel replaced before I could sell it. I wasn't going to sell a damaged bike to anyone.
sure.
So we went ahead and did that. So I literally lost I lost about $750.
Yeah.
Well, no, more like a lot more than that. But I mean, it was just an experience, and we even asked the person when we bought the bike originally, "Do we need to have reinforcements?" And he told us, "No, no, no, you're perfectly fine." A few months afterwards, I found out what the bike was actually rated for, capacity wise, for weight, and so he totally lied us, and it was beyond the point of no return. So, lessons learned.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So you were showing us your figures.
Yes, here, let me so here's the cyborg Spider-Man, which looks pretty cool. Except we got the pins here. So if I can find a blue to match the blue on him, I'm gonna try and paint those so I can cover those up because I just hate
Yeah,
how the pins.
why didn't they do that?
It's Hasbro. I mean, or what do you expect? But I
Well,
mean, I like the Scorpion much better though.
okay, now that's cool. Look at that.
I mean, you got everything balanced on here, and these are actually some 3D printed peg stands that I got on Amazon, and it holds him perfectly up there.
Yeah, and his
His tail's
attachment in the
nice and
back.
balanced. I mean, this doesn't come off. I mean, you can balance. You can have this any
Okay,
way you
yeah,
want.
that's what I wanted to see. Yeah, you think it's got a little metal thread in it?
Yeah, it's got to have some. It's got to have a coil or something so you can bend it.
That's awesome. Look at that.
But this scorpion looks great. I mean, the Gargan, yeah, he looks awesome. I mean, they did a really good sculpt. I'm excited for the new cartoon. Or I know they're doing an X-Men cartoon. I hope that they do a Spidey, like a revisiting of the Spider-Man cartoon, since they're doing the '90s X-Men,
Yeah, and
which
I
is
would
supposed to be a
like them.
direct sequel to that. Oh, we got Colin in the chat. We got Blue Sasquatch, and we got LDG hashtag Free the Net in the chat. So yeah, this I'm planning to do this on a regular basis. I was going to only do an hour, but looks like we went about 2 hours. But
Are you serious? Because you know what, I didn't.
it's
It
it's
doesn't
8
feel
o'clock.
like 2 hours.
It's
Oh,
8 o'clock
wow.
already.
Well, you know, you're a fun guy. You're a great guy. We love your channel, and we
Appreciate
love the
that.
chat. We love the chat. It didn't seem like 2 hours. Whoa,
Hey,
wow.
when you're hanging out with friends, time goes quick.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. I can't really wait to see you on the bike because, like I said, you got me so
Well-
excited about a bike, like, and it
Well,
looks so
what got
kick-ass.
what kind of like annoyed me to no end was, as I'm doing my research, the heaviest person, like, I came across a lot of reviews of these bikes, but the heaviest was like maybe a guy around 265. There are people much heavier than that,
Yeah.
and that in itself just was like, are you serious? Like, and also I did try to do a few things. I did email several e-bike companies, because a lot of the reviewers have even said, oh, there's all these e-bike companies. They're basically throwing bikes at all the reviewers. And they're just so eager to get their bikes reviewed. But I emailed a bunch of people, a bunch of different companies, swing and a miss. I was even told that, oh, we're looking for content creators who have larger followings. Okay.
Oh, well, boo.
I even said, well, from the perspective, I'm a person who's X amount of weight. I'm looking at your bikes, and I was polite and courteous. I said, well, after they told me what they said, I was saying, well, in my emails, I was curious. I was saying, well, here's my channel. This I've done some videos. This, and if not, if you don't want, if you don't feel that we can work out, or today I was putting something. I'm just paraphrasing it, but basically said, well, if not, perhaps I'll be a customer of yours in the future.
Yeah, but you know what? That's kind of a bummer because um, I don't consider 1,000, 1,200 people, 1,400, 2,000 small. I only have 461 people, but I'm not in it for that.
Yeah,
But
but I
when
mean,
you
I
connect,
get
when you
that
could,
a lot of the people that they work with have like 15,000, 20,000. So
yeah, but
I get that.
that's where I was going. Is combined with the community we've
Yeah.
got more than a reach of
Well,
15,000. So shut your mouth because you have no idea your videos touch people and
well,
and with the community all together, because all of us in this circles could reach more than $15,000. I'd beg to say 30, 40,000 all connected, and
well, a lot of times, I'll be honest. Full disclosure here, by the way, my videos do not get all the all the views that I wish. I mean, yes, I may be at just under 1,200 right now, but a lot of my videos, I might get 20, maybe 25 views if I'm lucky. Now, some of the other now, here's the thing, and a few people have commented that perhaps I'm onto something, and one of those people was EC, Colin. He had commented on one of my videos that, I think you're onto something here. Now, a lot of my videos, like, RoboCop. Okay, RoboCop got 99 views. That was a big one for me. But let's say, some of my McFarlanes, I got 37 views on Atrocitus. Kyle Rayner, Black Lantern, was 17 views I got on that.
can you turn some of those into shorts to help
I
counterbalance?
I might try to do that. I've never, because what I do is I don't save my videos on my computer. I don't have the storage for it. But I guess I could always re-download the video and then try and cut it up.
Can you
But
save it on BitChute?
what?
Back up your BitChute.
Never heard of that before.
Yeah, George Peter Gaddis, he does that. Public domain movies on
Okay.
Fridays is Saturday night,
Okay.
and then he does the news, and he roasts the news. I just lost my train of thought. Lord, I lost my train of thought.
I'll definitely look into some options here. But like, okay, I did a YouTube short, which I really don't do that often. I put bikes for big guys, buyer beware. That was on March 2nd. I got 246 views on that.
I noticed.
Comparing to that,
did you release it?
I don't remember. I mean, a lot of times, like lately, I've been trying to release videos between 5 and 6 p.m.
Yeah,
because that seems to be like a sweet spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like some of the bike buying stuff, like okay, I did e-bike challenge. Where are the big heavy reviewers? I got 34 views on that one. Power Rangers Lightning Collection, I got 64 views off that one. Let me go back to some of the other bike ones. Okay, the bike buying for big guys, the event in 2. I got 312 views on that. So I mean that seemed to do pretty well. A lot of the live streams seem to do pretty well too. That's where a lot of my numbers have really done well. Like I did one thing I did was EV Mux, Is It Worth It? It's another streaming platform comparable to Restream.
Yeah,
that got 250 views. So it's like I love my action figures, but I think I may just wind up doing more live unboxes of them because it doesn't seem like they're really getting views.
Yeah, and you put the hashtags, right?
Yeah, I'll do the hashtags. Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed, I did a video for that. That was 42. The Duffman stream, we had 72 views for that one. These are just as of, I think, this past year.
I used the hashtag on the Michael Keaton Batman cereal coin bank. I got 1.2K on that short, and I use hashtag action figures, hashtag collectibles, hashtag movies.
Oh yeah, I do as many hashtags as I can. Now, like some of the big ones I've had, like the Spangler Proton Pack first real look.
Yeah.
That I got 2,604 views off of.
Nice.
But that's not something I can, constantly replicate because, I did a short, Who Are You Gonna Call, when I got the Neutrona wand in. That was 361. The Spangler wand, Road to the Spangler Pack, that one was 636. The Hasbro Pulse Fans First, if we get to them. That was kind of a rant video. That was 234 views. What's the best live stream platform? That was a short I did, 547. And I mean, we've done some different things. I've had some hits and misses. It's just, and a lot of people tell me it's because my channel is too cluttered.
Cluttered?
Because I branded my channel as, the channel where chaos and insanity reign supreme, but also tech, toys, and talk. That since I don't have one niche, that corrupts the algorithm so that the algorithm doesn't recognize me.
Okay. Yeah.
And you know what? According to that, I shouldn't even be at 1,000 subscribers then.
Yeah.
I after 3 years, I made it to that though, thanks to everyone. But it is what it is. It gets discouraging because, yes, I am past 1,000, but you know what? I'm not monetized, and I won't be monetized for ages to come.
Yeah, but we like your show
because and like you said, it's not about the money, but it would be nice, to earn enough. Hey, maybe for a figure here or for this there.
Yeah.
It would be nice, but we're just not at that stage. Like right now, we're at 2,895 public watch hours. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And I've tried to do a few game streams, but every time I try to do a game stream, guess what I get? I get a copyright.
Yeah.
I get a copyright claim because of the music, so I'm gonna have to figure out something around that. And Colin says, Dave, you can remix your YouTube videos into shorts. Yeah, I gotta look into how to do that.
Yeah, and that's good to, I did it the opposite way. I've only done 4 live streams, and they did pretty good out the gate, but it takes a lot for me to be able to do a live stream, so I don't really do it. But I started with the shorts, and I would say I average about 400 a view,
Yeah.
if you average out all the shorts. But I did finally figure out that between 5:30 and 6 is
Yeah.
the sweet spot. And it's like, oh my gosh, I gotta wait all day to drop this short. And but I kind of did it backwards. But I'm not looking to bust
Yeah.
out and stuff. I'm just looking to I won't hit an algorithm because I like so many different kind of toys.
Yeah.
You might get Batman one day, and then you might get Masters of the Universe or
I mean, I have
Superman.
Back to the Future, I have Star Wars, I have He-Man Masterverse, I have Power Rangers, Ghostbusters, of course. I have McFarlane, I have
Yeah.
Marvel, all different assortments. I mean, it's my collection's all over the place. I mean, I have Legos, I have NECAs. I mean, I'm all over the place, but I mean, that's who I am. I joke around being the channel where chaos and insanity reign supreme, but that's me. I'm all over the place. My brain is all over the place.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I mean, I like being a guest on people's streams or when they have open panels.
Yeah.
Because it's easier for me, and I'd like to get to know more people. And
it's like going over to someone's house because they're doing the cooking, not you.
yeah. No, you don't want me to cook because you would starve because it'd be burned all the time.
It's not burned, it's Cajun. But
Yeah.
I mean, like I was nervous at first, but also years ago, my first like full legal legitimate job was working at a roller rink when I was in high school. Oh, I got to be a DJ there, so that's where a lot of my like talking with people, interacting kind of comes from. And also, I mean, it's the point where you can't worry what people are going to think if like, well, what if someone doesn't like what I say? Well, how do you know they won't like it? You just never
Yeah,
know till you're out there. But as long as you're hanging with friends, I mean, it's no different than the chat rooms were back in the late '90s, early 2000s.
Oh my God, I remember. Yeah, I remember.
You remember the AOL chats?
Yeah,
Yahoo and AOL, yeah.
Yahoo,
I
yeah,
remember.
oh my
I
God.
remember a Warner Brothers chat. WB had their own chat back in the day. When Buffy the Vampire Slayer was on, I was in a Buffy the Vampire Slayer chat all the time. Jeez.
Oh gosh, I hope they don't redo that show. But I've got to get going.
Yep.
I've got to get
Yeah,
something
and I
eat.
got to finish my dinner.
Thank you so much.
No, not a
for
problem.
Having me on.
No, always Gap.
You're a great guy, great channel, great fabulous chat. Everybody is awesome. So thank you for
Yep.
having me.
No, not a problem. And plus, us black cat owners have to stick together.
That's right, because some people are weird about.
Oh yeah. Trust me, my wife has told me stories because
Yes.
we have 2 black cats, Olive and Monty. And that was one of the things she was worried about when she first met me. Was one, was I a cat guy, and 2, would I be would I feel weird around 2 black cats? Her cats never really came around strangers. First time she brought me home, they came right up to me, so she knew I was a keeper then. So
Yeah, exactly.
it's an animal thing.
Yeah, but I told the neighbors, there's a black cat where we feed outside, and I've got a big boy black cat. I mean, he's huge.
Uh-huh.
But they were a little. I was like, it's just the color of their fur, and I know all the
Yep.
superstitions. I know all of this stuff, but you know what? They are just like any other cat.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's just like people. Yeah,
Yeah.
but just because someone has blonde hair or brown hair doesn't make them any difference. Same thing with
Yeah,
cats.
or red hair, because
Yeah.
they're on a ginger war. But I mean, I just love animals, period. And he just came out of nowhere. His name is Bam Bam.
Well, Mrs. Dimension was just looking at me sideways. Gap After Dark has black cats too. So
Okay.
we're just saying
Hey,
how some people look sideways when you say you have a black cat.
Just making sure you're not talking negative about them. They deserve love just like everybody else.
they do. I've got a
He
big
says
boy
they do.
black cat. I've got a
Our
big,
black
and
cats tend
somebody
to be
told me,
probably more loving than anything else I know.
yeah. Well, you tell her my avatar, she can see it. That's Bam Bam.
Except for this is
Th-
the tiger.
He says that's Bam Bam.
This is our tiger, not our
This
panther.
is River.
Hey, River, sweetie. I love cats. I used to have dogs, but cats are easier for me to take care of now. And, they're good barometers of people.
Oh yeah, trust me, River hasn't found anyone she doesn't want to scratch.
Yeah. And, I was sitting out in the back of my other house one day with my other cats that believe it or not, they used to just stay inside the fence. They wouldn't even jump it. And all of a sudden, I hear this clanging and this meow, and here comes Bam Bam jumping over. And I found out where he lived, and I brought him back 3 times, and the lady kept on letting him out. And I was like, I am taking him. He came and jumped and sat in my lap, and that was it. And I was like, you put him out one more time. I said, I'm going to call somebody, and then number 2, I'm going to take him away from you. And so I took him away from her. I was like, "You're not getting him back." And she was actually okay with it. And I said, "So you were actually trying to dump him out?" I said, "Thank God for some reason, all the animals would come to my backyard, and I kept him. He just come and sit in my lap the very first time, and
Yep.
would not let go of me. Grabbed my arm, and was just like, can I live here with you now?" And so I'm like, "Yeah, okay, yeah."
Yep.
But
And here's
look at
Monty.
that. Hey, Monty, look at the
He loves to
kitty.
lick people. Monty's what, 12 now? Or 14?
He'll be 13 July
13.
1st.
13 in
Wow.
July.
Tell her my mom had a cat that 25 years.
25 years his mother had a cat for. Yeah, she always worries that, Monty's getting old on her.
And somebody
He is the
told me
start of my
because
rescues.
they have a little white fur, just a few
Yeah.
strands of white on their chest.
Yep.
And somebody said, "Oh my God, they're a shapeshifter. Aren't you worried they're going to turn into something at night?" And I'm like, "No, the only thing I want them to do is get
Yeah,
off of my
they
stomach."
they
while
turn
I'm
into a
sleeping.
flying squirrel at about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, yes. Oh my God, my collectibles, when I didn't stack them up right in the boxes one night at 3 o'clock, they all come falling down, and there was Bam Bam looking like I didn't do it.
No, they leave my collectibles alone for the most part. But I'm gonna let you go. I know you said
Yes,
you need to
thank
get
you.
dinner. I need to finish mine, and we'll catch you on the next one. Like I said, I'm trying to make this like a semi-regular thing, especially since I actually got home about roughly around 5:15. Got into the house, did a little dinner, put something together, and I use, like I said, I open up Restream. I have it cropped in, and then I just schedule the stream through uh, OBS, and I actually have a dock here on OBS so I can see the chat.
Awesome. Yeah,
So I have a few ways of I've done a few videos on how to do some of this stuff. Like, I'm no pro, but I know doing something like this, I got this from other people's videos, and I don't know if how you upload your videos. I use a program, but that program allows me to change the resolution.
Oh,
So
really?
what I
No,
do
I
is
just
like
do it from the phone.
yeah, some of my videos come in very crisp. If you notice, some videos look a little bit clearer than others
Yeah.
because I changed the upload resolution.
Oh,
I
okay.
make it look like 4K even though it's not 4K.
Yeah.
So I set it to 3840 by 2160. So by the time YouTube uploads everything,
It gets.
it looks like it should be like a 1080
Wow.
because the their format, their codec that they use for uploads,
Yeah,
it gives a higher priority to larger channels than the smaller channels, believe it or not.
of course. Yes. I believe
Just
it.
like everything else. So yeah, there's some tips and tricks. Like I went through probably a couple of weeks of videos, and then I finally came across someone who said that. I was like, that's what I'm looking for. So, but yeah, I'll let you go. Gap has been a pleasure, and of course, blue like sharks. We know this.
Likewise. Thank you very much.
No, not a problem. I'll catch you next time. And everyone, thank you for popping in the chat. And anyone who might still be watching, don't forget to go to the video description below for the Ride for Roswell donation page. Go and make a donation. And also, don't forget, on April 29th, Saturday from 10 a.m. Eastern until 6 p.m. Eastern, we'll be doing an 8-hour live stream, all to benefit Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Institute. So, guys, until next time, this is Dave from Dave's Dimension saying keep on busting. And I'm always going to catch you on the flip side.